I didn't even know where to start when I saw it. My phone buzzed again, and against my better judgment, I unlocked it. There it was, Emily's latest post, smiling arms draped around some guy in a designer suit, champagne glass in hand. "Beginnings," she captioned it. "New beginnings." Without me, I dropped the phone onto the couch, heart hammering, stomach twisting. How? How could she? I muttered to myself. After everything? Jake's text came through almost immediately. "You okay, man? You been ghosting me all day?" I hesitated, fingers hovering over the keyboard. "Ghosting? I'm not ghosting, Jake. I'm dying a little inside," I typed back. "Yeah, fine." Lies, of course. When Jake called, I answered, forcing my voice to sound steady. "Hey, dude, I saw the post," he said instantly, tone low. She left you for some millionaire. That's brutal," laughed bitterly. "Brutal, Jake. It's humiliating. I gave her everything, late nights, sacrifices, support, and she just traded it for a suit and a fancy car." Jake's sigh was audible. "I get it, man. Losing her doesn't mean losing yourself. Take a breath before you do something you'll regret." I pinched the bridge of my nose. Take a breath. She's flaunting it, Jake. Every detail. Every post. Look at her smiling like she didn't just rip my life apart. That's Emily. She's always been self-centered. I flinched. "Yeah, I remember. I thought she cared. I guess I was wrong." Before Jake could reply, Mia popped into my office doorway. "Ah! Rough morning," she asked casually, eyes flicking to my face. I forced a tight smile. "You could say that." Mia leaned against the desk, arms crossed. "Emily," I groaned. "You know her." "Yeah, she left me for some rich guy. Just left me." Mia tilted her head. She always wanted the finer things. "You've got to see it, her love isn't about you. It's about what you represent. And apparently she wanted more than you. Had to give." Her words stung, but in a strange way, they also made sense. "You think she never really loved me?" I asked, voice cracking slightly. Mia shrugged. "I think she loved the idea of you, until something shinier came along." I wanted to shout at her, but all I could manage was a bitter laugh. Shiny, right? That's what I was. A stepping stone. Jake called again, this time insistently. "Man, stop moping. You're better than this. You've got skills. Drive. Everything she'll never have. Don't give her the satisfaction of seeing you broken." "I'm not broken, Jake," I muttered, though my voice betrayed me. "I'm pissed, hurt, humiliated. Do you know how it feels to realize the person you trusted more than anyone else doesn't care about anything you've built together?" Jake was quiet for a moment. "Yeah, I know. I know you'll get through it. You always do, but you've got to channel this rage. Don't let it eat you alive." I paced, running my hands through my hair. Channel it. How I feel. Like my life just paused. All those nights I worked, all those plans we made, meaningless. "Not meaningless," Jake said firmly. "They were yours. And now, they're even more valuable, because you survived her betrayal." I flopped onto the couch, face buried in my hands. Survived, yeah, right. Until she shows up in my feed again with that smug smile and that guy. I don't even know him yet. She's happy. Really happy. Like I never existed. Mia walked closer, dropping her voice to a softer tone. "You'll see, though. People like her. They can't hide their emptiness forever. She made a choice. And that choice will have consequences." I lifted my head, staring at her. "Consequences? I really think she regret it?" Mia shrugged. "I don't know. But you don't have to wait around to find out. Focus on you. Build your world. The rest falls into place." Her words hit differently than Jake's pep talk. They weren't about hope or motivation. They were about reality. She was right. I couldn't change what Emily did, but I could change how I responded. I grabbed my phone again, scrolling reluctantly. Emily's posts were relentless: new clothes, new trips, new circles of friends. My stomach knotted with anger, but underneath it, something else started to stir. Determination. I whispered to myself, almost like a vow, I'm not staying broken. Not for her, not for anyone. I'll show her. I'll show her what she lost. Call came one last time for the morning. Feeling any better? He asked, a note of hope in his voice. Better, I said, voice firmer than before. No, more like awake. I've been blind, Jake, but I'm done being the victim. She left me fine, and now it's my turn to rise. You got this, man? Jake said, clearly smiling through the line. I hung up, staring at Emily's posts one last time. Her champagne toast, that perfect smile, it all felt hollow now. I didn't envy her life anymore. I envied the spark she unwittingly lit inside me. I leaned back, took a deep breath, and for the first time in days, felt a flicker of control return. This is just the beginning, I muttered. She'll see. She'll see who I really am. And when that happens, I smiled faintly. It'll be too late for her to care. And for the first time since seeing her with him, I felt something like relief. Not joy, not happiness, but power. Power to reclaim my life. Power to take what was mine. And power to rise above her betrayal. I couldn't sleep. My mind kept replaying Emily's face, her laugh, the way she looked at me, or maybe at what I represented. Every memory felt like a knife twisting in my chest. I tossed and turned, stared at the ceiling and muttered, why me? Why did she do this? Jake called again late at night, probably noticing I hadn't replied to his texts. Hey man, you still awake? I groaned. Barely. I can't stop thinking about her.
Yes.
You need to sleep, he said firmly. You're punishing yourself. Man, you've got to move forward. Move forward? I scoffed. She's out there, smiling, drinking champagne with him, acting like everything we had meant nothing. And I'm here. Broken. Jake's sigh carried over the line. You're not broken, bro. You're grieving, and that's fine. But you can't let her happiness define your misery. I clenched my fists. I don't even know what she wanted. For me, was she ever in love with me? Or was I just a stepping stone? Maybe a little of both, Jake said cautiously. But you're overanalyzing. You can't control her choices. You can only control you. I ran my hands through my hair, frustrated. Control me. I feel like my whole life is spinning out of control. Everything I built, late nights, savings, plans, it all feels pointless now. Jake's voice softened. It's not pointless. You survived this, and surviving is the first step toward getting stronger. The next morning at work, I barely spoke to anyone. I couldn't focus, my head buzzing with thoughts of Emily. That's when Marcus walked in. I'd seen him around before, an older guy, confident, someone who clearly had everything figured out. Today, he stopped at my desk. You look like hell, he said bluntly, scanning me over. Thanks. I muttered, not sure why he even cared. Double quotes, no. Seriously, he continued, leaning on my desk. You've got potential, but you're wasting. It's staring at screens and moping. Life doesn't wait. I blinked at him, confused. And who are you to tell me that? Marcus smiled faintly. Someone who's been where you are, heartbroken, directionless, thinking the world owes me answers. It doesn't. You've got to take control before life runs over you. I stared at him, unsure whether to feel insulted or grateful. And how do I do that? You work on yourself. Build skills, grow your mind, grow your income. Don't focus on her, focus on what she lost by leaving you. I laughed bitterly. Focus on what she lost. That's cold, not cold. Marcus corrected, practical. Emotional pain is fuel. Don't let it destroy you. Let it drive you. Jake called me during lunch. How's it going, man? You look calmer. I met someone, I said slowly. Marcus, he thinks I can do more with my life, that I shouldn't let Emily's choices define me. Jake whistled softly. Good. That's the first step. Someone believes in you outside of her shadow. Listen to him. I'm trying, I admitted. But it's hard. I keep seeing her posts. She's happy. feels like she's taunting me. Good, Jake said after a pause. Let that fuel you. Channel it. You're not doing this for her. You're doing this for you. Make her regret leaving. I nodded, a small spark of determination flickering. Yeah, for me, not for her. Later, I caught myself analyzing Emily's posts again. New vacations, new friends, expensive meals. I shook my head. She didn't care about me. She cared about what I could give her. And now she's gone chasing someone who can give her more. But money can't buy loyalty, and it can't buy respect. Marcus appeared again in the afternoon. Thought about what I said? He asked, leaning casually against the doorway. I did, I admitted. It's not easy, but I think I understand. I've been letting her betrayal define me. Right. Ends now. He nodded approvingly. Good, the choice is yours. Stay bitter, or build yourself. Either way, you'll move forward, but only one path leads to respect, success, and peace. I want that path, I said firmly, feeling a weight lift off my shoulders. Then start, Marcus said, turning to leave. I'll guide you. But you have to do the work. I watched him go and then sank into my chair, staring at my laptop. I had no clear plan yet, but for the first time in weeks, I felt awake, alive. Not consumed by heartbreak, but fueled by it. Jake called again. Later in the day, feeling better? Better, I said, a hint of determination in my voice. No, more like ready to rebuild, ready to rise. She left me fine, but I'm not done yet. I'll make a life she'll regret walking away from. The spirit, Jake said, laughter in his tone. Don't waste another minute feeling sorry for yourself. I smiled, a small but real smile. I won't. She taught me something, even if she didn't mean to. She showed me the consequences of letting someone else define my worth. By the time I left work, the anger was still there, but it wasn't raw anymore. It was a tool, a spark I could use. I walked home thinking about all the things I could achieve, all the skills I could learn, all the ways I could grow. Emily's happiness didn't matter anymore. What mattered was me, my growth, my future. And for the first time in a long while, I felt a sense of control returning. I whispered to myself as I unlocked my door. This ends now. I'll rise, and when I do, she'll see the life she walked away from. But it won't be about revenge. It'll be about me, stronger, smarter, unstoppable. Ain't you won't get a second chance? I didn't recognize the reflection in the mirror anymore. The tired, defeated look I used to see was gone. In its place was someone focused, alert, driven. Marcus had been relentless, pushing me to take risks, to sharpen my skills, to stop worrying about Emily and start building my own world. You've got potential, he said during one of our strategy sessions. But potential isn't enough. You need action. Fast. I know, I admitted, tapping my pen against the table. I'm trying to move faster, but it's scary. What if I fail? Marcus smirked. Then you fail, learn, and try again? The only failure is doing nothing. I took a deep breath. All right, I'll do it. I'll take the steps, even if I don't see the results immediately. You will, he said simply. Just make sure every move counts. And don't waste time thinking about her. I laughed bitterly. Thinking about her. That's easier said than done. Then channel it, Marcus said sharply. Let that energy fuel your rise. Over the next few weeks, I threw myself into work. I stayed late, made smarter investments, learned the strategies Marcus recommended, and gradually, people began noticing. Promotions, new clients, recognition. Every small victory chipped away at the pain Emily had left behind. Mia noticed too. She approached me at the office one afternoon. You've changed, she said, leaning casually against the desk. You're sharper. People are talking about your work. Thanks, I said, trying to keep my tone neutral. I guess I had to. Losing her, it forced me to focus. Mia nodded. I can help you navigate the social side too if you want. Emily's world is different now. Luxury parties, connections. Should know what she's up to, just for context. I raised an eyebrow. Why would I care? Not to obsess, just to be aware. Knowledge is power, she replied, her eyes glinting. And, let's be honest, she's curious about you. She's watching you rise, whether you like it or not. I smirked, feeling a flicker of satisfaction. Good, let her watch. Not doing this for her. Of course not, Mia said. But there's value in knowing the battlefield. Accepted her guidance. Through her, I glimpsed Emily's new life. Her rich boyfriend, lavish trips, parties with people who barely knew her name. It was superficial, and that realization made me feel lighter. She might have wealth, but she lacked substance, and I was building something real. One evening, Marcus called me. Ready for the next step, he asked. What next? I asked, curiosity piqued. Your reputation, your influence. It's time people noticed you outside work. You're doing well financially, but you need social proof. That's where Mia comes in, I nodded. All right, let's do it. The following week, Mia introduced me to some key contacts at a charity gala. I hadn't been comfortable in those circles before, but I quickly learned the importance of presentation, conversation, and strategic networking. I spoke, laughed, shared insights, and realized my confidence was building. No one could see the months of heartbreak behind my calm exterior. Halfway through the evening, my phone buzzed. A message from Emily. Can we talk? I miss you. Stared at it, heart skipping. Old habits tried to pull me back, but I felt steady, calm. I typed back slowly. I'm busy. Hope you're well. A minute later, another. Please, just a coffee. I need closure, I chuckled quietly. Closure. You left me for someone else. You owe me nothing, Emily. But let's see how this plays out. I called Jake. She messaged me. What did she say? He asked, sensing my tension. She wants to meet closure, apparently? Jake's voice turned serious. Be careful. This isn't about closure. It's about control. She wants to see if you're still hers emotionally. I know, I said, but I'm not hers. Not anymore. Ignored her texts for a day, focusing on work and strategic planning. Then she sent another, more desperate. I can't believe how well you're doing. You're thriving. Without me, how? I leaned back in my chair, smiling faintly. Thriving without her. Yes, that's exactly it. When she finally called, I let it ring twice before answering. Hello. Hey, it's me, she said, voice trembling slightly. Can we meet, please? Just a quick coffee? I need to explain. Explain? Bye. My voice calm. You left me? You don't need to explain anything to me. No, but I didn't think it would be this hard, she admitted. Seeing you succeed, it hurts me. I raised an eyebrow. Hurts you? Funny, I don't feel the same pain. I feel peace, satisfaction even. You should know, I've been building my life, my career, my future, and I'm not doing it for you. Please, I was wrong, she pleaded. I made a mistake. I never should have left. Kiwi Emily, I interrupted firmly. You made your choice. I made mine. There's no reversing the past, and I won't let your desperation drag me back into heartbreak. Her silence was deafening. I see, she whispered finally. Goodbye, Emily, I said softly, and I hope you find the lessons in your choices. As for me, I have work to do. I hung up, heart steady. No relief, no malice, just calm determination. The days that followed were a blur of meetings, deals, and connections. Every success felt like a silent message to Emily. I was thriving without her. Every compliment, every acknowledgement, every new opportunity reinforced that I was reclaiming my life. Mia caught me one afternoon, smiling knowingly. You've changed in the best way. You're untouchable now. I feel it, I admitted. Every day I focus on myself. I feel stronger. Emily's world doesn't scare me. Her attempts to reconnect don't affect me. I control my life now, and that control, that's power, Mia said. You're building something she can never take from you. That's the ultimate revenge. I smiled faintly. Not revenge. Growth. That's the difference. Later, That evening, I stared at the city skyline from my apartment balcony. Lights twinkled below, reflecting the life I was building, my empire, my path. Emily's image flickered briefly in my mind, but it didn't hurt. It motivated, and that motivation, that was mine, I whispered to myself. Almost like a vow, I rise, I thrive, I conquer. And she can watch, helpless, from her hollow world. I saw the news first through a social media post. Emily's lavish party had been a disaster, vendors unpaid. Her so-called friends disappearing mid-event, her expensive dress ruined by some spilled drink. I leaned back in my chair, a faint smile tugging at my lips. Karma, quietly unfolding, no effort from me required. Jake called shortly after. Did you see that? Emily's world collapsing? I chuckled softly. Yeah, it's satisfying, but not in the way people think. I'm not celebrating her pain. I'm observing the natural outcome of her choices. Jake's voice was teasing, but cautious. You sure you're okay? Sound peaceful? I am, I said firmly. I've built my life. I've worked hard. She can't take any of that from me. That peace, that's real victory. Following week, I met Marcus at a cafe. You've handled this well, he said, sipping his coffee. Most people would have slipped back into bitterness the moment she reached out. You didn't. I nodded, feeling the weight of my journey. It wasn't easy. There were nights I questioned everything, nights I wanted to scream or call her, but I realized my growth mattered more than my anger. Marcus smiled. Exactly. Revenge is fleeting. Best strength lasts. It wasn't long before Emily tried contacting me directly. Her texts were hesitant, careful. I need to see you, please. I've made mistakes and I can't stop thinking about you. Can we meet? I read them calmly, almost clinically. I knew the power dynamic had shifted. I didn't need her to validate my worth anymore. I called Jake. She's reaching out, wants to meet, says she can't stop thinking about me. Jake's tone was serious. Be careful. That's desperation, not love. She wants access to your world. I know, I said, voice steady, but she won't get it. I've worked too hard to let her in now. When I answered her call later, her voice trembled. Please, just a chance. I was wrong. Everything went wrong, and I can't live with myself knowing I hurt you. I paused. Emily, you made your choice. I forgave myself, but I won't lower myself to patch the past. I've grown, and I've moved on. My life isn't yours to enter again. Her silence was heavy. Then, I see now. I've lost more than I realized. You're everything I wanted to be with, and I destroyed it. I exhaled slowly. Yes. And that's your lesson. Not mine. My success, my peace, they are mine, not yours to touch. Tears, I imagine, might have welled in her eyes. She didn't say anything. Else, the call ended with a quiet click. I sat there, heart calm. No triumph over her misery, just satisfaction in my own resilience. My life had been reclaimed piece by piece, moment by moment. No one could dismantle it now. Not Emily, not anyone. Later, Marcus called. Handled her well, he said. I'm proud of you. You've taken the ultimate step, letting your life speak louder than words or grudges. I feel lighter, I admitted. It's strange. I expected relief after revenge, but this piece is different. It's lasting. Jake popped. In that evening, a grin on his face. So she's reaching out, and you're calm? Completely, I said, smiling genuinely. Not calm as in indifferent, calm as in I've built myself stronger than her illusions. Her attempts don't affect me anymore. Jake shook his head in disbelief. I wish I had your control. I'd be a mess. You had me to guide you, I teased, a little laugh escaping, but really, it's all internal work. Healing, focusing, and choosing myself every step of the way. I walked through the city that night, lights reflecting off the windows, streets bustling with life. Every person, every interaction felt like a reminder that my world was mine. I didn't need anyone to validate it, especially not someone who abandoned me. Thinking of Emily now, I felt neither anger nor long and only clarity. She had her choices, and I had mine. I had faced betrayal, humiliation, and heartbreak. I had clawed my way back, rebuilt, and grown into a version of myself she couldn't touch. I whispered softly to the night, I am enough. I am stronger. I am unstoppable. And in that moment, I realized the most powerful victory wasn't seeing Emily falter, it was seeing myself rise. Not through her loss, but through my own effort, discipline, and resilience. The city lights flickered in rhythm. With my thoughts, I had reclaimed my dignity, my life, my peace, and no one, not even her, could take it away. I paused on the balcony, feeling the cool wind against my face, taking in the quiet satisfaction of my journey. Marcus Jake Thay had guided me, but the real work was mine. Every sleepless night, every moment of despair, every decision to rise above, it all led to this calm, this unwavering strength. And as the world went on below, I smiled. Not because Emily had failed, but because I had succeeded. And that success, my life, my peace, was untouchable, unbreakable, fully mine. No calls, no messages, no temptations could shake what I had built. I had learned self-worth, resilience, and the silent power of karma. And in that quiet, reflective moment, I knew the past was over, the future was mine, and I was finally free.